Okay, so I need to start again because I didn't even turn the bloody mic on. Coming back into Cumbria from an appointment, we decided to stop off at the posh service station, Reged. Don't even know if I'm saying that right. If you go round the back, it's like a building built into the side of a hill with a pond and a waterfall. You need to see it to believe it, I'll be honest. But they have an exhibition space, a gallery, the full works, and there was a Matisse on. They have an art shop. And baby, I shopped. Hard. For me anyway. I ordered, do you remember I said on one of the art hauls that I was waiting for a matte medium and there wasn't any and it didn't arrive? Well, it didn't arrive. So I finally got one. The one I previously bought was a lot bigger, Liquitex, and a lot cheaper. So I think it might have been maybe a scam. This is a Winsor & Newton matte medium, 250ml. You see that? The reason I got this was because I'm in love with the gouache. I love like the matte chalky thing, you know, remember with the black. One moment. Do you think I should put on some lights? I'll see if. Does that make a difference? Or does it make me look dead orange? No. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Gouache on black paper. I really liked the matte. You will have seen me post a picture of this on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook or both. I can't remember now, but it was a while ago. I went over back to the acrylic and they were a bit sticky, and they are sticky actually. I used the Liquitex stuff. It's fine, it's just I think this would be quite good to have. See what the consistency, I've never used this before, you see. It's quite liquidy, isn't it? So I'm being quite finicky with my surface textures. You know how I'm like loving the inks, like in a big way? Well, I am, okay? If you didn't know, I'm loving them hard. I'll do swatching in a second. What else did I get? Oh, I got one more thing. So I got some paintbrushes. Okay, that's probably, right, I'll get them out the packet. They're only $3.50. They are Peebo. I don't even know the brand, I'll be honest. But they're like squared off. You know, nice array of sizes, 3 sizes. That's probably the toughest bristle I have, and I know it's a stubby brush and it was purchased like that, right? I love this, absolutely love it. This cuts in like a beast. I think I've got too many brushes. I'm very conscious about the amount of stuff that I bring into my home, extremely conscious, and as an artist, that's difficult to curb because we can get excited about pretty much anything, and art related paraphernalia is extremely addictive. Happy with my purchases, however small, the haul is great. The sketchbook situation is, I love the Moleskin Sketchbook and the size A3. I'm not happy with any other size. I've got a couple of these which I will commit to because I have got some nice pieces in here, and I think it's more memory because I started out with this one, with this channel. So there's some pieces in here that I'll probably commercialize because they're just so great and quite funny. And a friend of mine wants me to create stickers out of specifically the Empire Biscuit and the prawn. Okay, so we've got the Empire Biscuit, okay, which you have seen before, yes, and the prawn. Just picture this, guys, a 10 million ton ex-marine with a beard the size of a house and a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp, and then picture him going, "Prawn me!" in a high-pitched voice. He is going to kill me for saying that. I won't say his name. I'll protect his identity, but they know who they are. And that's kind of derived from a bit of an inside joke from that. So, prawn me! So I'll commit to these two, but I don't think I'll be going down to A5s again. I just think it's too restrictive because as soon as I went to the A3, oh yeah, I was like, hello, hello, hello. Love it. I'll just fill these two up, give the other two to my nephew, and then I'm just going to commit to this Moleskin and the A2 paper. and I'll probably actually go back up to A1 now that I've just let the animal out of its cage, which is my art practice. She ain't going back. She is not compromising. So this is the hashtag mark making for mark making's sake project, and it's just literally full of swatching, mark making. What I'll do is I will get this and I will swatch in this. I just think it's really good to have one place that's specifically for mark making. So like when I first got the inks, it looks like a flat cow, doesn't it? Like, tell me what you see. I see someone riding a bike with a tuna on its back. Swatching ink, yeah, I'm yet to do the swatching of my ink stick. So the found objects from last week's vlog, my ventures on the beach, and those are the 2 sticks. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to swatch with the inks with them, and now we've got more colours, it's going to be more of an interesting swatcheroony. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to swatch out with the sticks, but we're going to do it with the new colours. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh my god, it's even got the psh psh, you know, the psh psh. Oh yeah. Right, first of all, this is a nice colour. That is a nice little tool, that, isn't it? Yeah, we love it. I think I'm in love a little bit. So what we got here then, hang on. Olive green. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, I'm already excited about it, let's be honest. Is my psh psh broken? Oh no, my psh psh is not broken. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, I've even got it already on there. Oh no, I've dripped it.
And a cloth and a piece of bog roll.
Yeah, please. I'm just going to commit on that one.
It's like chimichurri sauce.
Oh my God, yeah! We had chimichurri sauce at our wedding.
It was the minerals.
It was the minerals. The marks are amazing. So this bigger stick, right, holds the ink a bit better than the little one. I think what I might do is wait till my husband has stopped being domesticated for a moment. Yeah, that is so good. I'm trying to get most of this ink off. I don't want to waste any of it. Yeah. So that's what we've done. I'm going to do the matte medium another day, probably with the acrylics, because let's be honest, that's what I'm going to be using them for. Inks, approve of those inks. Very excited. I'm so hot again. What is going on? If you hear like a humming, it's my oven. My mother is going to kill me. The last video I think she watched, my kettle was going. It was a bit of a nightmare because it was like pre-work videoing. She could hear Ruby clickety clacking on the floor like a terrible tap dancer, and the kettle going. She got really grumpy with me. And I was like, Mum, how loud is your volume? She was like, loud? I was like, yeah, that's half your problem. Half your problem, mother. So I digress again. I have 2 sketchbook reveals. Yes, they are sketchbooks. No, they are not sketchbooks. Stick with me, just stick with me. These are photographic journals. I love photography. Oh my God. Right, some massive news, huge news. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Pull yourself together, Elise. Okay, I've just received a confirmation email. We'll come back to the journals. I have not forgotten. This is breaking news, guys. Breaking news. A few videos ago, about the last 2, I had referenced an artist that I found on YouTube called Sandy Hester. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep myself together. Trust me, if you knew me in like real life, you would know what it's like to be around me when I'm overexcited about something. I'm doing so well. Very incoherent, but I'm doing well. When you're trying to create something, your confidence is literally on the floor like a bag of you know what. You kind of start floating around the ether that is YouTube, looking for inspiration. Sandy was one of the only ones that I found that was real. There will be times where I'm like, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. And more often than not, I probably will turn on the computer and nip over to Sandy's channel. She gets the best out of me. And so I decided to purchase one of her pieces. I've literally just received the email to confirm. Thank you again. We should have your piece in the hands of the US Postal Service on Monday. I'll be in touch when we do. I hope you have a great weekend. Oh my God, I can't even deal with it. The idea is to have something up that's like a reminder of where you want to go, how you want to get there, and the reasons why I started this in the first place. So, where was I? Photographic Journal, that's right. Previous to this and throughout my degree and over those stints, those creative projects and everything else, I've collated a body of photographic work that I deem good enough. And when I say that, I mean, in my opinion, they are perfect the way they are. I decided to collate them together and make 2 reference journals, which I've done. Meet 1 and Meet 2. So I know you might think, oh, well, they're not completed sketchbook. They are. They've just taken nearly 10 years to complete. So it's past work, you know, much like a sketchbook would be. Some people take years to complete a sketchbook. So I'm gonna show you these bad boys now. Hopefully you like them. The reason I've tabbed these is because I have already started to tab them because they've already started to prove useful and spark some inspiration. I will just start flicking through and give some context to each of them. That was taken years ago. And I have such pretty eyes. This was Italy, Verona. I loved this. I mean, you know, this beautiful, almost lavender against this shocking orange Chesterfield chair. With the sheer. This one I think tells a story. Do you know what I mean? I love that. I was really into like reflections, sheer fabric, opulence, and I've tabbed this one because I absolutely love the outline of the piano and this pattern. I want to try and start getting some patterns in. This was, I think, a shop window that had curtains in. You can just barely see them there, but it's just a reflection of the building. I love that. Just think it's absolutely beautiful. I did actually do like a small painting of this a while ago. It was just, I wasn't really happy with it, but it was a good sort of painting exercise. And this was like a pizzeria down an alleyway. Yeah, I've got to be quite careful of the light because it would just come off the... It's satin paper. This was in the woods actually. I was playing with different shutter speeds on this series, and I really liked the colours. But again, these neon lights, I was just really into them. It reminded me of like Edward Hopper. He was very much into these kind of really acidic paints and lights and stuff. You can't make it out, but it's a snack bar. And it was as vivid as that in real life. And another neon sign. Again, all these were in Italy. That was actually in the room. It took up a whole wall, and I was it was almost like theatre. And I find that a lot of these photographs are quite theatrical, so it kind of lends itself to that. This was actually in a window. I can't remember what window it was in now, but it was in a shop window, and it was these twinkly, like these strips of lights. Again, like small little things sort of in the world. This is just a bus. I think that was in Winchester on a project I was doing. Spaghetti Napolitano. Beautiful. So this was just marks on a wall. It's just like a concrete wall. This was in the bike show, and it was just like a coffee ring that had been left. But I don't know, I just found it quite interesting. It's the small things, isn't it? And then that was just brilliant. This little bike, but compositionally I felt that it was really interesting. This was in Winchester. This was one of the guards that were just propped up against the building, you know, on a wee break. This was at a bike show, and actually a bike had crashed and all this smoke like from the ground and everything, and I really liked that shot. That was actually the studio space I think I referred to, I may have referred to. I co-ran a non-for-profit art space in Salisbury, Wiltshire called New Red Studios. And again, I think it was the same shop window, just the fabric. This is more very much like ones you might see in, again, magazines and stuff, very dewy, very kind of dreamy. With this colour, I picked out this kind of like light teal, this sort of turquoise colour in the wall. You can see it on a reflection there, which I quite like it as a page. It's quite a random story. A bunch of pigeons doing random things, but they just made me kind of laugh. More of like a little memory than anything else, you know, just, you know, I quite like this one. This one's quite funny. I think this was Italy as well. Again, with the pinks. This is very much like Edward Hopper. These kind of acidic colours and then these open windows. Usually you would see like a lone figure in there or something. I love folded fabrics. This was again another, I think this was another window where the curtains were actually squished up against the glass. This was Lake Garda in Italy, out of season. This actually photo features in the book again, in the next book again. I made a bit of a printing error, unfortunately, but clearly I love it that much. It needs to be printed twice. A lot of neon colour, neon lights again. This was all in Italy as well. I'm not really happy with this page actually. It kind of came, I think it was, I loved all three pieces, but together collectively it was kind of like coming towards the end of the book, and it was just like random. And like this little touch, you know, the menu outside of the, you know, the restaurant. I love that. I really liked the composition of the two dump bins. This was all chewing gum, believe it or not. Can you believe it? I think they've got little messages on and everything. It's so weird. So random. Okay, so this was again in Italy, and I paired these two together because they're similar oranges. This was actually in Norway. I just caught the edge of a lifeboat. That was unintentional, but I thought it was quite interesting. That was in the woods. I was doing exposure experiments, like long exposure, and you kind of catch light and then just make patterns with the camera. I think it's quite interesting. I think this was in an underground car park. Just like peeling off, and then you've got just a plant, you know, in there. I think it was in the reception. So yeah. Number 2 has obviously got a lot more. This is just black and white in the grass with a macro lens. This was that picture I was telling you about that I've taken twice. This one actually is one of my favourites. It's so perfect. We went to Lake Garda and it was out of season, so it was just like desolate. I forgot what the movie's called now. Silent Hill. So you almost expected the foghorn to start going when you were there. Unreal. It's just unreal. This was me on a ship travelling the coast of Norway to get to sort of different places, and I was, for my sin, pole dancing. You can't see me because I'm a blur, but I really liked this one. And then I was picking up the pinks in this one. So this was like a church in the village, and then just some close-ups of the light. And then what I really liked, and like this is tapped. See, these are all tapped for the trees, and they've got like a coating of snow on. Just amazing. This is like the plants that are frozen and the sea has frozen. A close-up of those plants. Absolutely beautiful. This was at night, going past, I don't know what that is, like a giant mound with a light on. I think it's just like a tiny lighthouse essentially for like the coast. And they've made for a really interesting structural, and then with the light cascading down. Really interesting. I like that. I mean, look at that dirty grey sky. Come on. Can you even deal with it? We know why I chose them, because rendering those in any medium is going to be delicious. So a pop of red there, and the kind of, you know, I like the boats. Just little like structural beauties, like little structural gems that you just find, like people just walk past them and you're like, what? Love it. I am really, look at these little buildings, it almost looks like painted. The buildings out there are so colourful. So this was one morning, and the sea was just went on for miles and it was frozen. And then as we were kind of going through, it was like cracking the surface, and it was almost like a movie. Just random things, like it's not real. It's just like I think it was on top of a rock. It's like cardboard or wooden or something. Obviously this is very dreamy. This was one I was really interested in, where the light hit these skies and they were done on separate days. I mean, how can you even? I just can't. So these are 3 separate photographs, 1, 2 and 3. You can see the demarcation, but they were on shelves similar to the way these have been displayed in a studio space in Norway. And I really liked the collection of objects. Loved it. I think this was just like a village billboard, but look, I mean, look at that. Oh, if I could just take that off and display it. Look at these colours and this little boat. Oh, just love it. Again, a random cigarette ashtray, and it kind of went, I don't know why, the composition really interests me, going up this alley. Almost derelict studio space with this lone chair and this blue pull down. I don't know why. I think you probably think I'm mental, but I love it. I love things like that. Some more skies and then hills. This was actually on the aeroplane coming back with the lights. I got these and they're just so stunning. I really like the lines. Look at that all the way down. And where it sort of, you see where it kind of misses a beat. It kind of goes in wobbly and then comes out. Oh, just stunning. And this was actually a walk a while ago. They were like little nests. And again, the trees, these shadows cascading, I mean, really beautiful. And then there was a leaf, just playing with my MAC lens. You can see like the veins in the leaf. I think they'll be great references. So I hope you like them.